This is a story of Pippi Longstocking and the ghost and the big strong guy in the town. So, Pippi is not like any other children because first of all, she lives all by herself in a house, and the house is called Villacula Cottage. And it's kind of in the forest a little bit. And she lives there with her monkey. And her monkey is called Mr. Nilsson. And she has a nice horse. And she also has two best friends that I told you about last time. And I found out that their friends' names are Annika and Tommy. And they sometimes come to play. And because Pippi is not only strong and independent, she's a great friend who always likes to play. What's more, Pippi doesn't live by any other people's rules. She does what she wants to do. And she's fine with being a little bit different, because she's always been a little bit different. And of course, if you're the strongest girl in the world, and your mummy is dead, and your daddy's a famous sea captain that's always away, and you live by yourself with a monkey and a horse, well, of course, you have to get used to being a bit different, don't you? So, one thing that she likes to do, instead of asking for presents on her birthday, she gives all her friends presents when it's her birthday. And she often sticks the bad bully boys and policemen in the trees. That's right. She never does things as expected, and that's why people love her so much. Okay, now this is a story about the ghost and the town bully, who's a bit of a strong guy, and Tommy, who is scared of ghosts. So one day, Pippi and Annika and Tommy were riding down on their donkeys. You see, they had some donkeys as well. And they were riding down the forest, and the monkey was swinging through the trees, following them. And Pippi said, "Did you know about the ghost in this wood?" Annika and Tommy looked at each other a little bit scared. No, not really." "Well, I've seen it," said Pippi, "and it's not very scary. Do you want to see it tonight? We'll come down here when it's dark, and we'll wait, and I'll introduce you to the ghost." "Oh, well, maybe we have to go to sleep," said Annika. I don't think I'll be allowed out," said Tommy. But he didn't want to show that he was very frightened, and in a way he really did want to see a ghost. That would be something to tell his friends at school. And besides, he consoled himself with the thought that the ghost probably wouldn't dare hurt him when he's with Pippi, because Pippi was the strongest girl in the whole wide world. And so he said, "Okay, I'll come down." And that was two of them. And then Annika looked at Tommy, and he nodded at her, saying, "Come on, the three of us is better than the two of us." And so Annika said, "Yeah, I'll come down as well, Pippi." And so they finished off riding down into the forest, and they galloped all the way back because Pippi wanted to have a race. And of course, she was the winner. But she also helped her friends jump off the horse, the ponies, the donkeys. Oh my gosh. Anyway, they all went home, and that night, Tommy sneaked out of his house and ran down and climbed up and knocked on Annika's window and said, "Come on, it's almost time to see the ghost." And Annika climbed down, and they both went to Pippi's house. And Pippi was there ready with a monkey and said, "Come on, let's go. I've got my flashlight. Not that we'd need it." And so all three of them and Mr. Monkey, whose name is Mr. Nilsson, walked down to the forest to see the ghost. When they got into the middle of the forest, Annika and Tommy were a bit scared because it was so dark, and so they held on to the monkey because it was nice and warm, and The monkey had big long arms and could wrap around them both. But Pippi didn't need a hug. She was not scared. And suddenly they heard this noise. That's not a ghost, said Pippi. And there, walking into the middle of the forest, were the two big bullies from the town. In fact, they were not bullies from the school. These were the big, strong men. said Tommy. That is Billy, the bully from the town. Oh my gosh, Annika said. He is the strongest man in the world. Man, yes, said Pippi, but I am the strongest girl in the world. Remember that. Don't worry. And Billy the bully and his brother, Bobby the bully, Billy and Bobby the bullies, staggered down into the forest. Hey, you three, what you doing with that monkey? Oh, we gotta get you, said Bobby and Billy. And they walked up. The monkey held tight onto Annika and onto Tommy. And in fact, Pippi said, take them up to the tree so they can't get hurt. And so the monkey swung up to the trees with Annika and Tommy. And there, in the middle of the dark forest, stood in between two giant-looking bullies, Billy and Bobby, stood little Pippi Longstocking, with a little curly ginger hair and her freckles, and her legs that were as skinny as chopsticks, but strong as metal. What are you doing? Where's your friends gone? I'm going to get them, said Bobby. And what about you, you little skinny little thing? Said Billy. And as soon as he said that, Pippi Longstocking grabbed his arm and twisted it around his back and swung him over her shoulder and marched up the hill. She put this big Billy bully into the tree and wrapped a branch around his leg so he couldn't get off. Help! Bobby, help! I'll help you, said Bobby. But before he could even reach his bully brother, Pippi Longstocking had grabbed him by the leg and swung him around and around and around and let go, and he went flying to the top of the tree where his brother was, and he crashed and got stuck in the branches. Pippi Longstocking rubbed her hands like this to get the dirt off. There you go, you bloody bullies, Bobby and Billy. You stay there tonight, and hope you don't go and bully anybody else, you big bully buggers. Come on, monkey. Bring Annika and Tommy back. We've got a ghost to meet. Ghosts? Said Billy, but we don't like ghosts. And they started to cry. Oh, you bloody baby bully buggers, said said Pippi. Don't start blubbering, you bully buggers. And they did. They started to cry. Oh my gosh. And I think Billy peed his pants because he was so scared of the ghosts. Anyway, Pippi Longstocking and Annika and Tommy and Mr. Monkey, Mr. Nielsen, went further into the jungle. It's not a jungle. They went further into the forest. And they saw the ghost. And the ghost went, ooh, are you not going to run? Last time I did this to a girl, she ran away and fell over and hurt her knee. Ooh. Oh, hey, ghost, we're not scared of you, said Pippi. Just come here and have a chat. Okay. Why do you have to be so bloody scary? Said Pippi. People might just like you if you weren't so scary and white. Oh, that's just what I do. Well, why don't you sit down? Because I've got a nice cup of hot tea, and we're all going to have a cup of tea and then go home, because I told Tommy and Annika I was going to introduce them to the ghost, and here you are. So don't think about being scary, because I'll put you into that tree like those two bloody buggers over there. Okay, nice cup of tea, please. And the ghost sat down and told the three all about how he became a ghost and why he was so scary sometimes, but not really scary, and how he always felt sorry for chasing Claire and giving her a bad knee and all that blood that was on her knee because she knew that there was a wolf and a dragon and a UFO and a gorilla and a snake and a crocodile all trying to chase her. But he was just trying to do his job as a ghost. Anyway, Pippi and Annika and Tommy and Mr. Nielsen the monkey finished their cups of tea, and they thought, oh, it's a bit late, better get back into the house before Annika and Tommy's mums check on them and see if they're sleeping. And so they walked all the way back up, and the ghost came with them because Pippi had made a deal with the ghost to scare Billy and Bobby until they were running home crying so they wouldn't bully anybody else. And that's what they did. Pippi, Mr. Nielsen, Annika and Tommy went to the top of the hill, and they watched as a ghost scared the heck out of Billy and Bobby and saw them all bobbering, crying all the way home with a pants down pee coming out of their shoes and all the way home. And from that day, Big Billy and Big Bobby the Bullies didn't bully anybody else. So there you go. That night, Pippi went back to the house. She fed her horse and had another cup of tea with Mr. Monkey and Mr. Nielsen before they went to bed. And she lay in bed and she thought, what a nice day and night it was. I had a good time with my friends. I sorted out these bullies so they wouldn't bully anybody else, and we met the ghost. What a great day. The end.